Welcome back, everyone.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's do this again.
Yes.
I bet everybody was in the chat was like, I don't know what's going on. They should have started 15 minutes ago. You know what? We did. Greg and I did start 15 minutes ago. We started at 9 o'clock right on the dot. But somebody forgot to hit the go live button.
That's okay.
This dope right here.
So
Greg and I have been talking
hall.
15 minutes. We were going through our halls,
yeah.
And Greg's like, "Are we live?"
Yeah, it said scheduled and not live. So I'm like, So let's burn through our hall a little bit quicker than we did. Let's start over. So show us what you got. And good morning, friends. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, sorry for the screw up. I know you guys were probably waiting for us to kick off 15 minutes ago. I apologize. All right, let's
you got, my brother?
It.
What you got?
Yeah, before I forget. There we go. All right. Sorry, we crazy morning. I got a couple of things this week. I'm gonna go through my He-Man real quick. I got this guy, Origins, Vipor. I don't know who this is. I think this was just made up. Mattel's been making up a whole bunch of Snake Men as of late. I don't know if he's made up or not, but I got this guy because he's red, his mouth opens, he's got this gold chest and these metal chains. He looks a lot like, let's see, what's the best way to do this? Looks a lot like the Snake Tower that came with the Eternia playset.
I love those metal chains.
Yeah, because made up figure, Vipor. Yeah, thanks, Brian. I knew Brian would know. He's our resident. He and Terrence are our resident He-Man masters of the information. But yeah, to me, he looks like he belongs in Snake Tower. He's got this beautiful artwork on the back. So I had to pick him up because I'm going to open him up, throw him in the tower. That's where he lives. I have a couple of more Turtles of Grayskull. I'm not going all in on this line, just picking up a few because I can't collect all these He-Man figures, but I did get the Stealth Ninja He-Man. It's kind of like that classic looking He-Man with some little bits and bobs from the Turtles. But yeah. And then from that same wave, because that wave also has April O'Neil as Sorceress, and then they're going on and doing a second run of Ninja Turtle of the Ninja Turtles in different armor. So I got Hordak with the Ooze Blaster on his arm.
Nice.
So he's firing off some of that Ninja Turtle ooze. That's my He-Man.
Right on. My stepson for my birthday next week sent me the new Dark Knight Returns McFarlane Collector's Edition.
Nice.
Big Dark Knight Returns fan. Thank you, Julian. He sent me this one. And he sent me the new Lion-O, the Deluxe Super 7 Lion-O. Check out Mark's review. It's phenomenal. It re-enabled me. It extra enabled me to pick this up. I was going to anyways, but it really excited me that he had a good positive review because I've heard a few not positive. And Mark's was positive, and it just reaffirmed. I was just like, thank God.
Yeah,
it's a good figure. It's not perfect, but it's a great figure for $35. And I'm
happy with it. Yeah, I'm happy with what I paid and what I got for what I paid.
Yes.
We're gonna get into the G.I. Joe segment of our show this morning. This is a figure that I was really looking forward to. We had seen some leaked pictures of this guy online a couple of months ago, but we didn't know when and where we were going to be able to get it. A lot of people thought, we're going to get it at San Diego Comic-Con, but San Diego Comic-Con came and went. But now we know that it was part of the Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary exclusive line, and that is the Super 7 Storm Shadow. What I always call this is, I call this Good Guy Storm Shadow. That's what I've always called him since I was a kid. So when he went over to the Joes, it's got that special pattern on his uniform. Now he doesn't have the hood or the baggy pants or any of that. It's just a complete repaint of the reissue of the figure, the first one we got. But I love this guy. It's got some really cool computer artwork on the back. Can't wait to get this guy opened up.
Is the head sculpt different? It looks like he's
No,
got a
it's the
face thing. Oh, it's just paint. Okay.
yeah, it's the exact same as before.
Yeah. I like
It
it.
just has all those
I'm buying it.
Tetris pieces on it.
Dig it.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Picked this up from Big Bad Toy Store. Retro
Nice.
Trooper. I don't have any. So I don't like to open these retro carded because they look so good, but I really want this figure. So I'm building a classified shelf and looking forward to this guy. So
yeah, those card backs really make it hard to open, but those are some of the most definitive versions of those characters. You have to open them. You have to like get them out and mess around with them, like the Storm Shadow, the Zartan. Those are typically the best ones to open.
Two more items.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be perfect. Here is finally got in Raptor.
Nice.
This week, and General Ledger, his bird, and there are the way his wings work. So
very cool.
I can slip up sometimes and call him Vulture or Talon. But yeah, that's Raptor.
Man. I've been hyped about this figure ever since they released it. Probably my favorite Marvel character. It's been about a year since I knew about it, I think, and I finally got it the other day. And it is the Daredevil Mafek.
Where'd you get that from?
Andrew Yin from Toyco. Dude ships lightning quick. He's in California, and I got it in like 2 days.
I am waiting for that to hit my pile of loot right now from Big Bad Toy Store. I got Captain America sitting in there waiting to ship with that.
I need that cap. Is that available still on Big Bad Toy Store?
Let's give it a look.
He had it at Andrew Yin had it, and I kind of passed on it because I thought it looked kind of lanky, I guess would say, for Captain America. I like a beefier. I do recommend for the classic Captain America fans the Marvel Select. The Diamond Select is a great figure.
He is still available.
Okay.
I just popped the link in the chat.
Thank you. I'll have to pick that up. But yeah, maybe we can open this together.
I can't wait. That's a super anticipated figure right there for me. I love Daredevil. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Me too, man. That's why we're bros.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, he's in my top 3. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Daredevil. Yeah, Punisher, Colossus, Nightcrawler. That's my top 5.
I love Puck too, and Doctor Strange. So you got one more thing?
I got one more before we get into what I'm going to open today. And that is, I got this in. This is the Night Force Falcon and Quarrel 2-pack from Walmart.
I love that Quarrel figure. I need to.
Yeah, she is.
I might pick that up.
She's basically a repaint of Scarlet, but it's okay. And then we get a really cool looking head for Falcon. He looks great.
Yeah, and a vintage box.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, my box is all tore up. I don't care. I'm gonna open and toss this box, and yeah, I'm excited about this because put that on my Night Force shelf.
Yes,
and that's it. That's all my. Well, I got one more thing, but that's what I'm gonna open. So I'm gonna show that off in our unboxings.
This dude, I'm so hyped for this. I was so excited to get it, and I've been wanting it. And I tried to get Mark to buy one, and I think he backed out. But I did not, and I'm glad I didn't because this thing is badass.
Look at that.
This thing,
that's beautiful.
In person is ridiculous. He's got like glowing orange eyes. He's just look at that angry head that he's got.
Yeah.
Where's my finger? Angry. Like, I can't wait to open this bad boy up. He looks amazing. He's clear. And he's just in a fiery rage. So
I love that. Yeah. What is that called?
It's Blazing Godzilla. Blazing Godzilla.
Beautiful. Yeah, I would love to have that one for sure. Yes. Most definitely.
$85. It's not cheap, man, but shelf presence, bros. Shelf presence.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. Super excited. Super excited.
All right. Well, we got to blaze through our unboxings now that we screwed it all up. So let's get
5 minutes really before special guest comes.
We got a special guest coming. This is going to be a really quick unboxing, but I did want to show. I am going to be unboxing Starduster from the G.I. Joe Classified series line today. I don't know a lot about this character, so maybe somebody. Oh, look at that, Big Ben, one of my favorites.
Me too, man. Languishing. I need to open him.
From what I understand, if anybody's in the comments, if I get something wrong, please correct me. I believe there was a G.I. Joe cereal in the 80s. I never had it. I never had
either.
I never got a box of G.I. Joe cereal, but apparently this was, from what I understand, a mail-away figure from the cereal. Is that correct? You could save up your points and mail them in and get this. And I believe the cereal was called Starduster, right? Is that correct? Somebody's in there. If it wasn't called G.I. Joe O's, it should have been. But basically here, what we have is we have an all new head sculpt on this guy, from what I can tell. And this is basically just Duke's upper torso. And I'm not sure whose pants these are.
Colors.
Is this Outback's pants? I'm not sure.
Brian says Action Stars is what the cereal was called.
Action Stars. Okay, there we go. Yep, he was a mail away. Yep. We got confirmed all the way around. Now let me show you. This is what's really cool. Check this out. You can't just throw this package away because look here.
Oh man.
It's got a little punch out box of the cereal box that you can punch out and glue together, and then he's got a little look, it's even got a little crossword puzzle on the back of the box of Staros. Or Action Stars or whatever. Action Stars. But Greg, check this out, because I know you're going to be happy about this.
I'm checking.
Because I know, look. So look here. You get another jetpack.
Nice.
With blast effects. He has that classic helmet that he had.
Oh, I love that visor helmet.
And then they give him a even new helmet that's not the helmet that we've been getting with the steel core. And then he comes with that classic Joe blaster, which I love. He comes with some of Duke's accessories. But yeah, you get that extra little blue backpack, which I probably have. I think I've got a few jetpacks now. I've got a few.
Do you?
Yeah. And and yeah, you just pop this helmet on, and then oh yeah, this is that classic. Look at that right there.
Yeah, I love that. This Big Ben figure is nice too. His arms are a little stiff.
That's a dope figure. And what I've been wondering is because if you notice, that's a Night Force figure.
Right. Yep, I noticed that too.
But his colors are so close to the original Big Ben that I don't know if we're going to get a non-Night Force Big Ben.
Yeah, I love this.
I don't know. He's tall too. That's a big
big boy.
I think the way mine ended up on my shelf is I think he's next to Quick Kick.
I brought a Tunnel Rat to open too, but I think we're out of time. But I was going to open.
No, he's next he's next to Tunnel Rat. That's why he looks extra tall, because Tunnel Rat is extra short.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great pickup, dude. I love that Big Ben. I know the colors are very similar, but yeah, even if they came back and said, "Hey, we're doing another Big Ben, a regular release, maybe without the," I don't know. I would probably buy it.
I would too, for sure. Comes with a little locker and a baggie.
Yeah, these are some of the non plastic package figures. So they come with the foot locker and the little baggies and stuff.
Guns here.
I'm gonna pop this other helmet on and the backpack.
That is bent. Needs a wash too.
Oh yeah, that's one of the gummy guns.
Gummy gun, yeah. Yeah, they need to do better. These guns.
They have more recently. They're newer releases. The guns are of a different plastic, a little sturdier.
Oh, good. Oh, look, he comes with a. I'm a sucker for a head sculpt with a gas mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the Night Force figures came with gas masks. Shooter.
Shooter, yes, I love that she came with that.
I think
That's
it was
awesome.
because they were playing into that Dark Energon storyline where it was like crossing over with Transformers. I even think this new pack that just came out, because this is Night Force as well, you can see they're still in that cave with all of the Dark Energon. Yeah, I think these are the only. Yeah, they don't really come with gas masks, but they do come with helmets. So, and then here he is with the space helmet, which I'll probably never display him with, and the jump pack.
I like his colors though. His colors are cool.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, his colors are fantastic. Yeah, 100%. Let's get his head back on and his helmet. And but I honestly, I think putting him on a flight stand, this is how this guy is going to go on my shelf.
Oh, for sure. That is
all right. All right. It is time for the double down and our special guest. So let me bring that in.
There he is.
Hey, there we go.
Good morning.
How is everybody doing today?
How's it going, buddy? We're doing great. We can hear you fine. You're looking good. Everything's great. I want to welcome Steve Mank to the show. Steve is our good friend over at Articulated Times. You guys may know him from my channel as Articulated Empire, because Steve is running his own toy shop now. And I think that's really, we got a chance to meet each other at IshCon over the summer. And I wish we'd have had more time to sit and, chop it up. But now, hey, this is a perfect time to do it here. So welcome to the show, Steve. How's it going? How you doing on this beautiful Saturday morning?
Doing very, very well. Maybe a little sleepy. I just got back in from New York Comic-Con probably by like 10 o'clock or so last night. So a little tired, but doing well, though. Still pumped up from the show.
Were you there to sell, Steve, or were you just...
I was just partaking in the show. I would love to one day set up there. It's definitely quite the investment and the haul for me because I live in Southern Illinois, so that would be a big jaunt. But no, I've been going since like 2018 or so. I try to get to that show every time. Yeah, it's one of the best shows I've ever been to. So I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con, but just like the Sea of Humanity.
Steve. You gotta go.
Yeah.
San Diego it's the show is as big, if not bigger, but it's I think there's more space.
Mm-hmm.
New York Comic-Con is a little bit more condensed, so you're like shoulder to shoulder, but man, it's a spectacle. So much fun.
My God, yeah. I'm also, like, when I'm not collecting toys, I also collect artwork as well too, and they'll have a lot more of the international artists coming in to New York with everything. So the Artist Alley is probably one of the biggest.
Oh man,
yeah, it's so massive.
That was amazing last year. There was
I
mean, every artist you could think of was there, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think on Saturday, like literally they had to shut down certain aisleways just because there was so many people looking for signing or getting artwork done and everything like that. So they had to like divert traffic just to clear up room for enough people. So, but it's big. It's big, and I'm glad it's back to pre-COVID numbers. I feel like it's definitely definitely a pretty stacked show.
Yeah,
awesome. Well, what was the coolest thing? Like, what were some of like the top things you saw at the show this year? Because I've been just living vicariously through Instagram and just looking at everybody's posts and everything. It looks like the Joe panel was huge. I mean, it had some good reveals.
Yeah. I was there. I was happy to see Mezco Toys had set back up again. They had a big presence. I think the last time they were there was 2019. And I remember just, again, with them, they had pretty much every figure they've ever made were in glass cases, and they were showcasing those off. And they had a few reveals. They had the new Thor, the classic Thor they're going to be doing. Doc Savage.
That Conan is instant buy. I'm buying that right away.
Absolutely. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, this is a must get. And I felt like they had one. Samurai Jack, which I didn't really watch the show as a kid. I do remember it, but it looks exactly like how the cartoon
Great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they also showed off like was it Deadpool and Wolverine from the new movie? Yeah.
Did they have figures of him? I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, they had Wolverine out on Thursday, and I think what they noticed is like the neck peg wasn't sitting all the way in, so they didn't put the display. And I don't know if they ended up putting him back in, but Deadpool was there pretty much all weekend with everything.
Well, look at Greg. He's trying to get as close to Steve as possible.
I just opened this Shadow figure today, or the other day, and man, I'm in love with this figure. Yeah, Mezco has been reawakened in my heart, man.
I agree. I felt like there was definitely a lull for me because I used to be a huge Mezco fan.
Me
and
too,
I
man.
Definitely just kind of got a little bit of burnt out with delays and product QC issues and everything. So I was like, I'll take a step back. But yeah, like Shadow, Dick Tracy, all those like ones of Noir. I feel like we throw a lot of love into those ones.
Yeah, I was never a big Mezco fan. I mean, even when the 112 stuff started hitting, to me, their body proportions were off. The suits were too rubbery and too bulky. They looked very much like modern, like Mego figures. Their proportions were weird. The heads looked like just rubbery plastic, and I just wasn't a fan. I never saw anything from them initially when the 112 collective line started that looked good to me. I was just like, ooh, these look terrible. Like I'd rather just have like a $25 like McFarlane or Marvel Legends or whatever. But over the years, man, they've really upped their game, and now they're making some of the best 112 scale figures out there. But I think they finally got the bodies down slimmer, the suits look more realistic. They're not as big and bulky. The heads are more in proportion. The soft goods are incredible.
Soft goods. Yeah.
I feel like also the articulation has gotten a lot better as well too. Yeah, like look at all that like detail work, like the stitching, all that stuff.
I have like the prune face and the Dick Tracy and the new King Conan, and gosh, there's just so. Over the summer, I won a free Mezco Wolverine, the deluxe Wolverine at the yellow and blue suit at Heroes Con. I got it from the Four Horsemen table from Ish, and that's been one of the coolest figures I've ever played with. Like that thing is incredible.
Yeah,
and that just put me down a path of just getting a lot. I think I went from not having any to I think I've probably got 7 or 8 over here just sitting around. I have a friend of mine, Scott, locally, who has fallen in love with them, and his enthusiasm for all of like their proprietary characters, like their own original like Rumble Society stuff and the Golden Skulls and stuff like that. Like I've bought so many figures due to him. Just being like a huge Mezco fan. He even helped me track down a good Doc Nocturnal, the first release at a good price.
Yeah,
and so I have him, and then I've pre-ordered the new one.
Nice.
That the new one?
We gotta wait for a while. Yeah, we got 6 to 8 weeks.
And then
yeah, those look awesome.
Hey Steve, I wanted to ask you, back to your store, Articulated Empire, does what you sell, I mean, is that in correlation to what you collect or what you find interesting and like, or do you kind of generally buy whatever you think would sell?
I'm very much into, if it's something I'm going to collect, I think that would be a good fit. So worst case, if for some reason the shop does terrible, at least I have some leftover goodies, right?
Right.
But no, I try to carry things that are not going to be in a department store. I want to try to stay out of the big box stores, because when I'm at toy shows and everything, if I have the same stuff as the next guy, what makes me stand out, right? So if I have a lot more of those independent companies and everything like that, that's stuff you're not going to necessarily see all the time. So again, that also brings that air of intrigue to, hey, let me check that out, For Mythic Legions in general, I've had so many people like, yeah, I feel like I've heard of these, or I've maybe seen them around, but I've never seen them in person kind of thing. So a lot of times it's kind of that shop experience where it's like they're at a show and I have my setup with everything, and they're kind of just like in awe of what's going on, or even kind of almost bewildered even to where to begin. So
yeah, it's kind of like a grassroots thing. A lot of people that are not subjected to mythics will maybe go to a toy show and see your stuff and be like, whoa, what is this? So you're opening eyes. Same thing with Sparrow, AWOC stuff. So I've noticed that you really carry a lot of both, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the more you go like Midwest to West, it seems like a lot less of those toy shows and comic conventions have of like Mythic Legions, Sparrow Toys, Savage Crucible. Because I went to a comic convention in Indianapolis over the summer with a buddy of mine, and we made a road trip of it. And like there was one table. And this place was huge. Like the Comic Con was huge. There was one table where a guy had 3 Mythic Legions.
Yeah.
I mean, it was basically everywhere you went was Black Series, Hot Toys, and Marvel Legends. Like that's it. Like everywhere, G.I. Joe, that was it. It was just your mainstream stuff. There was no Sparrow, no Savage Crucible, none of that. Like there just wasn't places selling that stuff. So I feel you on that. Like you gotta sometimes be you may be the only one selling that type of stuff like at a show, and that's really cool. What I wanted to ask you, Steve, was what was your trajectory from like me and Greg, who are just like, we just like toys, so we buy them and put them on our shelf? Like, how did you go from that to Articulated Times to Articulated Empire? What was the trajectory? How did you get from one to the next?
So yeah, for the Times and everything, initially I started off as like toy news, and I would dabble with some toy photography and stuff like that. And then I really started leaning more and more heavily into doing toy photography. I was really, what initially got me into it was a guy, D Amazing, just seeing a lot of his reviews and just seeing how he's posing and he's taking these photos. I'm like, man, this looks amazing. Like I would love to do this. And so I kind of started sprinkling that in, and then it got more to the point where it got less about the news, and I was more focused on the photography with everything. And I did that. I've been doing that for just over 7 years with everything.
Great
but
picks.
Again, thank you. I appreciate.
I love
that.
the Valiant Knight with the skeleton.
Oh,
that was
I've
awesome.
been so inspired by those two lately. Like the skeletons are what got me into the line. And then I kind of started getting more into the flock and everything like that. But then it's like, now I'm seeing these skeletons. I'm like, man, it's really kind of getting some creativity going. So I'm definitely inspired. And I feel like my indoor shots I usually do a lot of outdoor stuff, but I feel like more comfortable like with the indoor stuff lately, where I'm able to control the light a little bit better. So get more of that cinematic approach, I guess. But yeah, so going from Articulated Times to the Articulated Empire, it was initially one of those things I've always wanted to have a toy store since I was 8 years old. I want to have a shop. I want to be able to do that at least once in a while. And it was one of those things where things were going crazy at work, to where it's like, man, I'm never home. I hardly see anybody. It's like maybe I kind of scale back a little bit, and then maybe, open up my shop like how I was talking about. And, again, things just kind of aligned up just right. And my wife was on board, so we ended up doing that, because it was one of those things where seeing family, any quality time at home was like so finite. It was like maybe an hour with the family and kids, and then rinse and repeat kind of thing like that. Right. So not a lot of quality time. So by having the shop, I have a little more freedom to spend more time with the kids. I'm also going after something I truly love and enjoy, and just kind of building something of my own.
Yeah, I gotta say too, hats off. Like Mark had told me about you or your shop. How long ago was that, Mark? Like a year ago? Maybe not quite a year.
But no, I think it was probably about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. And
yeah, I think that's about how long Steve and I have been talking.
An AWOC. Something AWOC. And it was just lightning quick and just wrapped and boxed. Like that's a collector to me. Like you understand, like a lot of us don't. I mean, there's people that open and people don't, but even if we do open, we still like a nice box.
Right.
And I think you as a collector also, that kind of shows, you respect the package and ship it wonderfully, and it comes, and whether we open the box or keep it or not, or toss it, whatever, it's the integrity is there. And so I just wanted to personally say thank you for respecting every box that I bought from you has been wrapped and just in great condition.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a package from Steve before with like 5 things in it, and every one of them is individually bubble wrapped, like wrapped, folded, and taped, like a Christmas present. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So let me ask you, Steve, do you have a brick and mortar store in your town, or is this online only?
This is online only. The goal eventually is to get to a brick and mortar. That's the ultimate goal, to have a shop 100% dedicated to that. In my town, maybe not the best location, so somewhere surrounding, but eventually that is the goal. Getting to the point where it's that haven. I feel like they're in St. Louis area where I'm at. I'm actually in the Metro East on Illinois, but on that side, there's not really a lot. There's maybe 1, maybe 2 shops. So nobody like directly close with everything. So I feel like I would have a pretty good area to do so. But again, that's the eventual goal. I would love to get to the point where we're getting as consistent as we can to where we're able to afford that. Because the one thing I don't want to have happen is spread too fast and not be able to have the sales to back it. So I want to keep that steady stream in consistently before we get to that point. But I want to again try to gravitate to as much stuff as we can and build up kind of almost like a good fan base, like a rock band. You don't want to spread out too fast, and then people like, I've never heard of these. But it's one of those things where trying to build a good foundation in your hometown and kind of grow from there.
Right, and people will road trip to come and see your shop. Once you're established and people know you, and then hey, let's road trip out to Articulated Empire store, and pick some stuff up. And I love that that you will have stuff that we're not able to get at Target or Walmart or whatever. I want to go to a shop that actually carries Mythic and Sparrow and maybe Brutal Realm and Savage Crucible and all these figures that we can't get at a store. It's nice to be able to have a place that we can drive to. Like, I know Mark sometimes will road trip with friends and pick up figures that you can't get at your regular corporate stores. So
absolutely,
I'd be excited for that for sure.
Yeah. But what we have been doing though in the process is, we've done multiple shows throughout the entire state of Illinois. I even venture out to Western Ohio. I've been doing toy shows out there pretty consistently.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
I've been messaging you. I'm like, yo, Steve, what's a good Saturday for you? And he's like, I'm busy. I'm going to cons. I'm like, okay, man.
Like, literally after we get done with this, I'm loading up for another one in St. Charles, Missouri. And then the weekend after that is Chicago Toy Show, which is a massive, massive toy show.
And then after that,
Legion's Con. Yeah.
Legion's Con.
I'm excited. I was talking.
Are you tabling or just going?
I'm tabling. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my fear, like I was even telling Trevor, 1/6 Shooter in New York, it's like, man, I know it's going to be a good show. I don't know how well I'm going to do it. I feel like it's a lot of imposter syndrome, because this is the first time I'm selling prints of my work and just not really sure what to expect, So I'm also doing that and trying to get some dioramas together. I will be bringing like figures and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to bring 4 Horsemen stuff to a 4 Horsemen show and try to compete with that,
like bring in sand to a beach kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand those people. I'll be honest with you. I mean, now I will say, I was glad to see that there were many Mythic Legion sellers at the show last year, because I was able to find a couple of sets that the 4 Horsemen weren't currently selling. But yeah, I thought it was very strange, that you go to a con and like somebody's going to have a figure for $175, but I just went and bought it over at the 4 Horsemen table for like $37.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they would put out older figures, and I'm sure that irritates those sellers as well. But it's kind of weird. So yeah, I mean, I would much rather. Yeah, I think I would be along those same lines. Like, I don't think I would bring, Sparrow's going to be there, right? So like, don't bring Sparrow stuff. Like, don't bring AWOC. Why would you do that? Because those guys are going to be there selling it.
And then
I understand.
Yeah, then I'm like, okay, well, I'll bring Valaverse. Then just a few days ago, Valaverse is like, hey, we're showing up to Legion's Con. Like, damn it. I'm glad they're there, but it's like, man, I was hoping to have at least some of that stuff to kind of set me apart a little bit. Yeah, and
I would bring it all anyways.
Yeah, I'm still gonna probably bring a good mix of stuff.
Yeah.
I like, to your point, Mark. I'll have some of those older figures, but it's so hard. Like on Legion's Con, I feel like the horsemen like almost will have like like maybe one case left of something rare, like a Valiant Knight or something like that. You just never know what they're going to have. So to plan anything that might be of a benefit is going to be a challenge.
I wanted to ask you also maybe a speculative question. I just posed it to our group chat about what the horsemen might have on their table. I'm looking at you were at New York Comic-Con. I guess it was put on by somebody else, the horseman stuff, but they brought the stuff, right? So it looked like basically Poxus reinforcement, the in-stock sale stuff, and Figure Obscura and Cosmic. Do you think that there's going to be anything else that they might offer on their table?
Man, like, so last year, they surprised us with Valiant Knight. That was a secret drop, and I was like, I double take. I'm like, do I have this figure? And then I'm like looking at the back. I'm like, this is new. I'm like, no, I'm going to get this. And yeah, so I'm willing to bet they're going to do something like that. I feel like that in combination with the Armory, which I don't know how many tickets they're going to do with that. So it's going to be kind of interesting. So there might be people that unfortunately might miss out on that. I don't know. I have no idea how many tickets they're going to do for that, but I feel like they promoted it enough. I feel like it's going to be a heavy supply. So that maybe in combination with maybe some of the already put together ones, maybe who knows? So if they have enough parts to make the Armory, why wouldn't they have some?
That's a good idea. So the Armory figures already assembled and sold and carted for us.
Oh yeah. Hang on, I'm sorry, just a second, guys.
Yeah, you're fine.
Lego stuff. There you go.
Every Lego collector has the Lego brick separator tree like that.
That's right.
Yeah. I have a tub about this deep of just all of them, and I think they're all orange except for I may have like one or two teal ones here and there that they throw in.
Yeah, we used to do Friday nights used to be a big Lego build night for the house and everything like that. So it's kind of fallen by the wayside, but I built him a table and all that stuff, and he's got all that going. So I'm sorry, Greg, what were you saying before he walked in?
Oh no, I'm just I think that would be awesome. I hadn't thought of that, them having like the Armory figures. I know they're doing a retail version, but that would be cool if they had some already at the table already built.
Yeah. Terrence, who's in our chat, we've been spending. Terrence has had one of the greatest ideas. Is he keeps saying that he really hopes that they have like a heads pack.
Oh yeah.
To go with the Armory experience. So you buy it at the table, you drop a new heads pack, and then you can put them. And I think that's a brilliant idea. Like that's something I would definitely want.
Yeah, because you got to think some of those head sculpts from the head pack from was it All Stars 5? I think they had that head pack. You don't really see those all that often. And again, some of those heads, just one of them can go for like $20 by itself on eBay from what I'm seeing. So yeah, I could definitely see that. That would be interesting. Again, to give some more of that variability with everything. They're talking so much about the pop and swaps and all that stuff. I think that would be a great way to introduce new folks to even doing that.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of new stuff. Like when I think this week it was teased that a new way to experience Mythics. I think that's probably going to be the minis. I think where they're going to be. I think that's when
it wasn't a time slot. Time slot.
Yeah, I think that's going to be because I could even like Greg when you interviewed Cornboy, you could see a lot of those minis in the background, like over his shoulder in one shot. So
I want a rewatch.
I always enjoy how they give little teases. Again, that just I'm fully expecting. I think the big thing everybody's thinking that's going to be there, or at least talked about, is the dragon or the eventual dragon. I would think. I'm eager to see how they would roll that out. I don't think a build a figure or build a dragon thing would be feasible at all. I mean, I don't think it would be a good idea personally. Who would be excited? Like, oh, I got 3/4 of a tail. There you go,
I got the legs.
But I feel like that they might go back to kind of grassroots, like how they launched with Kickstarter. I feel like they might do something like that, and then that way that it's a crowdfunding. So
I could see them doing like here's the base model for 300 or whatever, you know, and then if you want a saddle, you want, you know, extra gear, you want a flaming head that lights up or whatever, you know, it's another $49.99 and another. So that way, you know, you're not alienating the people that just can only afford this much. It's like, hey, here's other stuff and accessories, or maybe they'll mold it in different colors, you know, might get a red, might get a black, might get a green or whatever.
That would be
options.
Very cool.
Options.
Yeah, I think that would be, I don't know, I think that would probably be the way to go. I think it's not a matter of like if, it's a matter of when and where, you know? So I think,
And they're smart.
I hope it happens for the fans who want it. Me personally, I'm just one of those people who I could care less about a dragon.
I'm the same,
honestly,
bro.
I don't have space for it.
Yeah.
I probably would not drop $300 to $600 on a dragon.
I'm happy
I don't care
with
how
horses
cool it
and
is.
mounts and things.
Yeah. Like I'm just one of those people that like people are
dragon.
like they're gonna do the dragon. It's finally gonna happen. I'm just like, I literally just do not care. Like I know it's gonna look incredible if it ever happens. I know it's gonna be beautifully sculpted, beautifully painted. It's gonna be an amazing piece. There's no doubt about it. But I just do not care about it like at all. Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
In my heart, I'm like, yes, that would be amazing. But logistically wise or like space wise, just no, there's no room.
Yeah, exactly. We'll probably be eating our words after this. You know, when we actually see it, we're gonna be like, God damn it, like we're buying it.
Now I'm in. Now I need it.
But I mean, we'll see.
Okay, so while we're talking about dragons, where do you guys fall on the dragon argument? Because I know that there are people out there that argue that there are two styles of dragons. There are the dragons with 4 legs and wings, and then the dragons with 2 legs and the wings are attached to their forearms. I know my preference, but where do you guys fall?
Man, I think if I'm thinking back to as a kid, it's like the wings are on the arms, from what I can recall. But again, I've seen wasn't there like a Sean Connery movie where he was like the voice of the dragon and he was like 4 legs and man, but no, when I'm thinking of
I am the last.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dragon Heart, I think it was called.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
I like the 4 legs, kind of like almost like an Oriental dragon, maybe is what I thought would be cool. But 4 legs with the appendages of wings, and it always irks me that the wings are small. Like it's got to be some big ass wings to lift up a giant dragon. It's got these little, you know. No, it's got to be some giant.
I fall squarely in the camp of 2 back legs, and then the wings are on the front legs.
And then
the Lord of the Rings, the
Game of Thrones,
dragons. Yeah.
It makes more sense probably anatomically.
Yeah.
But I like Black Star. Remember Black Star with he had that horse, that green horse thing, and it had the wings kind of on his shoulders. I thought that was cool. I would be happy with that. Give me a dragon horse.
Yeah.
A dragon horse.
Yeah.
No, but I think,
and Steve's in my neck of the woods. You know, that was one of the things we talked about at IshCon was he's from Southern Illinois. That's where I was born. I was born in a little small town called Chester.
Home of Papa.
Yeah, exactly. Home of Papa. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chester is probably about an hour or so south of me. I'm in Belleville, Illinois, which is, I mean, like I could drive out on the road and I will be 15 minutes from St. Louis. So I'm like right there on that side. But no, so that's kind of the thing with where I'm at too. Like I'm really kind of tucked away where like the Chicago markets and Ohio markets and everything like that, those folks are heavy into action figures and everything. The St. Louis market, there are toy shows that are there. But again, some of the newer, more modern stuff, maybe people are more vintage collectors in the St. Louis area from what I'm seeing, you know, so, but it's awesome bringing the new stuff out to shows and everything like that. So I'm pretty excited for how tomorrow's going to go because it'll be my second time at the St. Charles event. And
sell it all.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, again, like from when I started then, that was back in March. And then like just the amount of inventory I've gotten since then, I feel like it's going to be a really good show. So I'm hoping for the absolute best with it. So.
Very cool. Well, we look forward to seeing you. We're definitely going to come by and patron your table. So when you guys come out to Legions Con in 3 weeks, make sure you stop by Articulated Empire. and hit up Steve's table and buy all of his stuff, buy everything he's got.
Yeah.
We want to support Steve for sure. He's a big friend of the
Absolutely.
channel. And
check him out
Steve,
online
we would
too.
love to have you back on a day when we're not rushed and we literally can just sit and chop it up about toys all day long. So I hope you would come back and sit and talk with us again.
Absolutely. Oh, one thing I do want to mention for Legions Con, I haven't announced it yet, but what I'm going to do is
I need that scoop. I need a scoop logo.
We're going to do a Legion builder, a skeleton Legion builder, right? So what we'll do is for every print you buy at the show, you'll be entered. One print equals one ticket for getting in for a free Legion builder skeleton with that. So
nice.
Yeah, definitely try to do that. And then I think what I want to do, maybe something similar, maybe day 2, maybe do one of the exclusives or something like that. But we'll see. But for right now, it's at least we're going to be giving away a skeleton Legion builder at Legions Con. The only way to get into it is buy my prints.
Sounds good.
So real quick about your prints is if we go to your Instagram, are we able to see what prints are going to be available or what images are?
I haven't really probably the top 3 that are on my site. Those will probably, those are most likely going to be prints. I'm still trying to debate how many prints I want to bring. How many different prints I want to bring. I'm kind of anywhere from like 5 to 6. So I'm trying to pick out a few other shots that would work well, or I feel like they've done very well. So still kind of in the process with that. I need to stop dragging my feet and get to the print shop though.
Well, for those of us who are trying to budget, do you have a price in mind for your prints?
So typically with the prints, I was hoping to do right around the $10 mark for
That's
a print.
fair.
Yeah, and
That's
then
fair.
I was going to do something where, let's say, if you buy 3, maybe do like for 25 or something like that. So
very reasonable price.
Yeah. So, and again, I'm hoping to have like 11 by 17. So there'll be big,
nice, good wall hangers.
Yeah. So we're trying to go with that. So I'm talking with a few people about getting those lined up, but those will be at the show in some form or fashion. So
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Quick question. Sorry. Who does your dios that are in your pictures, if you don't mind me asking?
So some of them I have done over the years. The most recent one with like the Warhammer guy, I did all the dial work in the back.
Nice, Steve.
And then the one with the skeleton, that was that was MMM Toys. So that was like an import one. So it's almost like a not porcelain, but like a resin kind of thing like that. So
I have one of those. That's the one that I always use in my backdrops. It's from MMM Toys. Yeah, they're very reasonable. They're solid made.
Yes.
And they're like $40, $50, $60. They're not that expensive.
Yeah, the one I had maybe a little bit like it's like a bigger base, but like they have other parts you could like attach to it.
Here's mine, the one that I use in all of my photos.
Yeah,
I love this.
I love those.
It's black on the back. It's got little felt on the bottom.
Yeah,
I just got this from Big Bad Toy Store. I think it was like $50, and it's
fantastic.
Pick solid. That up. Yeah, that's nice.
And then like this other piece here, like this is God, what is it like it's foam, but like you can do it for like aquarium backgrounds and everything like that. So I ended up finding this on like Amazon for like maybe $10-20 or something like that. So you can hit some light on it and get some different looks in the background.
Right.
But yeah, no, pretty much with that is either MMM Toys, that or the what I'm making. So I'm on crunch time definitely. So I need to get to carving and get to some painting done. So
yeah, well, we appreciate you, Steve, very much. Thanks for taking time this morning, and we appreciate the people that are on getting here early. Thank you guys very much for being here. If you missed it, catch a rewatch. It's a short show. It's tight. It's a nice 50-minute show. And we appreciate you guys very much.
Yeah, thanks, Steve, for definitely coming on, and we're going to see you soon. And everybody in the chat, we're going to see you guys soon because I know most of them are going to be at Legions Con. So definitely go ahead and plug your website and your Instagram.
So for toy photography, it's articulated_times. For my toy shop, it's Articulated Empire. And also my shop is articulatedempire.com. Typically with everything that we're doing, we're shipping Monday through Saturday. Orders over US orders over $75 ship free. If you are not an Illinois resident, there's no tax. And then We also have the Skeleton 4-pack still up for pre-order for a short amount of time. I think we've got another week or so left of that, or like Halloween, I think is the last day. So the first day was like gangbusters. So again, if you're looking for them, we have them.
Yes,
I'll be hitting
please
you up for
definitely check out articulatedempire.com. He ships out fast and super well protected. That's exactly how I want my figures to arrive, fast and well protected.
That's right.
Definitely check out Greg's channel, New to Mythics, for his weekly interviews with people. It's not just about Mythics. It's all about the journey into collecting action figures. It's a lot of fun. And be sure to check out our channel, Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I just went completely blank on YouTube for all of your reviews. We do reviews Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we will see you guys in the Toy House. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime.